Okay, Mindful Monday, here we go. Going from yes to maybe to not right now to no. So, this video is going to be all about awareness of getting comfortable with tension and saying no. I'm going to take a moment to celebrate the contrast of that light on my face because I enjoy doing that sometimes. Look at that. It's like, actually, probably one of the coolest ways that it has. That's cool. Anyway, saying no is something that I have found myself challenged by for a very long time, right? I have years of experience with saying yes to anything and everything, right? And then what happens is I just spread myself crazy thin. It's kind of like, I think there was this action figure in like the 90s, potentially even before that, maybe it was the 80s, that I had growing up. I remember playing with it, and it was like this thing where you could stretch its arms out and its legs. And it's kind of like how I've felt a lot in life, trying to please everyone, right? People pleasing, codependency, warning. There should come a warning with codependency and people pleasing. Just kidding. No one's gonna warn you about that. Why? Because why would they? They can take advantage of you if you are a people pleaser and a codependent. There's tension that comes with saying no. Usually, at least in my experiences. Why? Because then, after you've said no, you're expected to explain why you have said no, right? And then what ends up happening is if a person is not comfortable with just saying no and that being the end of it, and they feel obligated to explain, oh, I'm tired. I've worked all week. I got to take my dog for a walk. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's just I don't know. It's not gonna work right now. No. KO. You don't need to explain shit. You don't. And the other thing that's kind of funny now and maybe potentially ironic too is I'm kind of like connecting dots while I'm talking about this. How much does over explaining have to do with oversharing? And are they friends? Are oversharing and over explaining friends? They might very well be. Yeah, if I knew earlier on in my life that I didn't have to do at least half the shit that I agreed to do, and I'm going to bring that half to like 75 to 85 to 95% of the shit that I've done throughout my fucking life, which I never actually wanted to do. I just simply did because of people pleasing and codependency and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's a shit show. And to admit this, to actually look at it for what it is and recognize that is fucking crazy. I've done a lot of things in my life that I didn't want to do simply because I felt like I had to. I felt obligated to do so. There was actually somebody that I listened to talk about how he didn't know that he could say no, right? And this is actually somebody that I look up to. He did a bunch of things in his life that he didn't want to do, but like after decades, he was like, I didn't know that I could say no, right? What does it mean to say no as a people pleaser, as a codependent? I guess they're both kind of the same thing, right? It means that people aren't going to like you. It means that people are going to be disappointed. It means that the energy dynamic of the environment, of the situation, is going to go way the fuck down. And guess whose fucking fault that is going to be? In my case, mine. In another person's case, that other person, right? I have felt so ridiculously responsible for other people's emotions at so many times throughout my life as a result of people pleasing and codependency and all these different things. But guess what? I'm retiring from that now. I think that my energy in this video is kind of interesting because I really hope that it corresponds with my frustration in regards to people pleasing and codependency. Because quite honestly, fuck both of them. It's an extremely unhealthy way to live. And it teaches a person not to do the best for themselves. It really does. There's a lot of growth to be had in sitting in the tension that comes with saying no. Period. And no, I will not explain why I'm saying no. Just no. Yeah. There's a lot of tension. And that tension is okay, and I'm learning to be okay with that tension. And I'm learning to just be like, no. You know. The light just got brighter on my face. That was wild. Yeah, truly though. People owe a lot less to other people than they realize. It took me a long fucking time to understand that, but once I did, I was like, oh. I am now on this Mindful Monday being mindful of the fact that I really don't owe anyone anything. And all of this guilt and this shame that has been centered around the fucking foundation that I have learned in my life as to who I'm supposed to be for other people and the fucking role that I'm supposed to play for other people, no. I'm supposed to take care of myself to a very large extent, a much larger extent than I have. And then when I am at my best, I can give what I can to other people. By the way, if I sound weird, it's because I'm getting over a cold. I can even hear myself. But yeah, healing from codependency and people pleasing is fucking wild. It really is. I've done a lot better at sitting inside of tension and allowing no's to be no. Or, yeah, allowing no's to be no's. Not this type of no's, by the way. By the way, this type of nose right here, mine specifically, is getting really fucking good at sniffing out everything that I'm talking about right now. It smells the situation. No, I will not over-explain as to why I cannot do what it is that you want me to do. If you get me to say yes, you'll experience something that you don't want to. Going from yes man, like Jim Carrey, to maybe, to not right now, to no. Yep. Sitting inside of the tension. It's okay. It's just tension. It's okay if somebody doesn't like me. I do not need their approval or validation. No.